Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamers of YouTube, to my mobile gaming quest where I play and talk about a new game every single day in my journey towards finding the best mobile games. Now, in the world of idle games, we've got our simple, casual idle games like, for example, Penguin Isle or Hooked Inc. Fisher Tycoon, both of which I have already played here on the channel. And then you've got your incredibly elaborate games that typically mixes idle gameplay with RPG or sometimes even strategy and team management elements. And today's game, Endless Frontier, is one of those last types of games. It's an elaborate, huge idle RPG with so many different systems that it will literally take forever to go through them all. So in this video, I will introduce to the core features and the gameplay loop. I'll talk about what I like and what I dislike about the game, and then I will elaborate on what I think about this game's monetization model, which, by the way, seems a whole lot better than most other idle RPGs I've played, since we're not forced to watch advertisements to progress in this game. And that is a feature, in case you guys aren't used to idle games, that is something you see in a lot of idle games, that you almost have to watch advertisements to be able to progress at a nice pace in the game. But let's just dive into the core gameplay then, and let's start with our team of heroes. They are the ones fighting their way through endless stages of monsters here at the top of the screen, and they can be leveled up using in-game gold. Each hero also has a certain class, which means it comes with different stats, different attributes, and even special skills that it uses automatically during combat. Now, another way we can grow these heroes stronger is by enhancing them, which we can do by spending trophies, and I'll get back to shortly how to earn these trophies, but that's basically how we upgrade our heroes. So we spend trophies to level them up, and we spend in-game gold to level them up. And this constant hero upgrading is a very core part of the game, so you want to do this as often as you can, as it essentially allows us to more easily progress in the stages we're fighting ourselves through, and it also gives us an easier time with the dungeons that I'll show you guys in just a bit. Lastly though, it is also on this screen that we can buy new heroes from the shop, if we have room for more that is, and actually we can refresh the shop right now. Look at this one down here, that's a rare unit, Battle Hornist. I really want to add that one to our team, so what we can do now is we can spend some premium currency on buying another hero slot. Then we can go in here to the shop again and buy this one also for premium currency. And we will, of course, get back to talking about the premium currency eventually later on in this video. For now, though, let's just level up this guy a bit so he gets to around level 200. And we're gonna go in here and enhance him a bit by spending some trophies as well. So now I think he's at about the same strength as all the other heroes, isn't he? He has 9.8 billion in damage right now, which actually makes him the second or the third strongest of our heroes. That's pretty cool. Now, before we head into those dungeons that I talked about before, we gotta talk a bit about quests in this system. So, these are the quests that we've got going on right now, all of these at the same time. Now, quests, first of all, cost a certain amount of gold to unlock, such as, for example, this one here, number 19, Slay the Outland Hordes. We pay some gold to unlock it, and then we can upgrade each of these quests to increase the amount of gold we get once we complete the quests. And then once we get them to level 30, by the way, they will start automatically repeating themselves once they've been completed. So if you look at the top one, for example, it just goes over and over again, and we earn 70 billion gold every time. It only takes a few seconds. But this one down here that we just bought, number 19, we actually have to press to start it, and then we have to wait what I believe is, yes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds for it to complete, and that's going to earn us 224 gold, or 224 J gold actually, so it's a lot of gold. And then once those 3 minutes are over, we have to go in here and tap it again to start it again, unless we get it to level 30 first. Now, we don't have enough gold to actually get it to level 30 just yet, but at least we could get it to level 17, and the goal here is really to get it to 30 as soon as we can. And as you can see here, we've got quite a few different quests going on at the same time, and some of them, like these first ones, have been uploaded a lot of times, like over 10,000 times. You know, gotta bring home that dough, you know. So that is how you earn gold in the game now. We can also click this chest here that I'm tapping right now to earn some gold for free. Very quickly, we can do that every hour, or every hour we get a new chest, and then we can have up to 5 chests in total. We can also watch an advertisement to earn some more gold, or we can pay some premium currency to get some more gold. So we've got our gold, we've got our heroes, and now it's time to look at our artifacts, which are these equipment pieces that have a huge impact on the rest of the game because they multiply certain stats, like, for example, decreasing the upgrading costs. So before you really start going nuts on upgrading your quests or upgrading your heroes, it's definitely worth it to go in here and see if you can first of all upgrade one of your artifacts. So we have 5 different artifacts at the moment, and they can each be upgraded using one of 5 different types of resources. And going through with these upgrades will make them grow stronger very, very fast. So these artifacts really have a huge impact on the game. Right now, for example, this one decreases the quest open gold, so the amount of gold you need to open the quest initially. And we can upgrade this one so that now it costs 126% less gold to initially unlock a quest. Now it costs 132% less, 138, and as you guys can see, we can keep going here for a while, but at some point, right now, it has reached its maximum level. What we can do now, though, is we can actually go in and we can increase the maximum level as well by upgrading this a bit, so now it can get up to level 30, and now we can spend some more of this currency, which we need to upgrade this specific type of artifact. Now, other artifacts will require other types of resources. So for example, if we increase the max level of this one here a bit, you can see that that costs a different type of resource. So we can spend some of that now. And this is actually one of the really, really nice artifacts, by the way. Increase the gold quest acquisition. So we get 430% extra gold from any quest, in comparison, of course, to the standard value for completing that quest. Oh, and a really nice thing to notice here, by the way, is that if we ever get a new artifact that we want to use and then we want to sell an old one, we're actually going to get all the resources that we've spent on this artifact. We're going to get that back. You can see down here it says collect artifact materials, and that's how you sell it. So it's really nice that it doesn't feel as punishing if you want to change things around. And that's something that actually goes for a lot of features in this game. We typically get back whatever resources we've put into something if we sell it, which is a really nice feature, honestly. Now, if we wanted to buy a new artifact, we could head in here to the shop. And in here, what you guys probably already noticed is that some of these artifacts are really freaking expensive, and you need a lot of those different types of resources that I talked about before. So this begs the question, how do we get these resources? But this is where dungeons come into the picture. These resource dungeons here, they all come in different difficulty tiers. So we could try to, for example, complete Hammer Mole 5 now. I don't think I've completed that one before, but we did upgrade our heroes and our artifacts a bit, so maybe this time we'll be able to complete it. You guys can see we have to defeat this boss. We can even use a skill here. We can actually use this skill in normal battle as well, but typically our heroes are so strong that we don't ever have to. Looks like we have a good chance against this mole. By the way, he's getting very low on HP now, with our senior elf sage doing the vast majority of damage, but also our hammer knight though, and our musketress, so not musketeer but musketress, and our priest and our high elf archers. So now it seems we earned 650 of one of these currencies that we need, and if we want some of the other currencies, we of course just go into the other types of resource dungeons. So this is why you definitely want to upgrade your heroes as much as possible, so that they can have an easier time in these resource dungeons. And to make matters worse, by the way, some dungeons actually disallow certain types of heroes, so it's always a good idea to have a good range of different hero classes to be able to complete these dungeons properly. So, what we've looked at so far is what I would call the basic systems of the game, but we do also have a guild system, we have a Tower of Trial, we have asynchronous PvP where we fight against another player's team, we have world bosses, and we just have a whole bunch of other features that unlock after we've reset the game at a high enough level. So I can't really show you those things just yet, but let's go reset the game though, which is called Revive in this game, and let's see what happens when we do that. Now, as you can see from this screen here, we're gonna reset our gold, we're gonna lose all of our heroes' gold levels, and all of our quests are gonna be reset as well. But what we do get though is a ton of trophies, and the heroes' enhancement levels also stays, and we also keep all of our artifacts and their levels. So let's just go ahead here, we're gonna reset, and we're gonna get 102,000 trophies. Now, we have revived as an undead hero. That's kind of cool. So this means that our undead unit's attack power will increase by 90%. Oh man, we definitely need some we need some undead heroes now, right? However, it says attack power of undead units will only be increased by 20% in the battle arena. That's okay though. That's kind of cool that we reset as a certain type of unit. Do you want to join the daily battle ranking? Oh yes, please, we do. So this, I believe, is where we can fight against other players to progress as fast as possible in this game. Now, as you guys can see, now everything is reset. You know, all of the quests, we have to start them again, and we have to start tapping them until they get to level 30. Fortunately though, we do have a bit of starting gold, and we do start at level 25 as well. So we don't have to fight through all of the levels again, and as you guys can see, we're already at stage 50 now. We're progressing very, very quickly. And this is basically why we want to reset the game. Yes, we will lose all of our stuff, at least most of our stuff, but we will progress so much faster the next time around. We'll be so much stronger the next time around. It will unlock new quests so much faster. Another big advantage, by the way, is that many of our quests seem to reset. So we get a lot of premium currency, as you guys can see right now, from opening quest number 4, getting free units with enhancement level 25, and all of this seems to reset every time we reset the game. So that's really cool. That's a way to get some premium currency for absolutely free. Now let's remember to continue upgrading our quests here, and then let's go in and upgrade our heroes a tiny bit as well. I just want to get some of these quests at the very least to level 30, you know, just so that they will continue doing their thing while we go have a look at the shop, because this is something I forgot to mention before. There is a premium shop where we can spend the game's premium currency, which are these diamonds, on buying different types of permanent upgrades, some of which are really useful, by the way, like for example increasing the basic speed of the game, which right now is increased by 5%, but if we buy this speed buff, I do believe it goes up to 10%. Yes, now it's been increased by 10%, and we can actually keep doing this. And it might be worthwhile to go in here and buy 1 or 2 of these upgrades, because it, of course, increases the game speed, irregardless of all the other stats or everything else we've been doing in the game. So that means also when we reset, of course, we're gonna progress much faster because of this overall game speed increase. Now, this premium currency that we need to buy these upgrades, we can earn that for absolutely free. I already showed you guys that some achievements or some quests reward us with premium currency for free, and as I also said, it seems like that resets every time we reset the game. So we will get a lot of premium currency for free every single day, guaranteed. And also through daily login rewards and stuff like that, you know, just events going on, we can earn a lot of premium currency as well. As you can actually see right now, we're just continuously collecting more and more premium currency by completing these achievements. Now, there is also a gem shop where we can buy heroes, we can buy gems, and we can buy trophies for real life money to progress faster, but these are never necessary to enjoy the game. They're not pushed on us either, by the way. I actually had to go in here to the shop to even notice them, and there are no incentivized video advertisements that are pushed heavily on us either. There are some incentivized video advertisements, but we barely notice them, and there are no forced video advertisements. So really, this monetization is pretty nice here in Endless Frontier, and most importantly, not buying those things from the cash shop won't hinder our progression and enjoyment of the game. Because at the end of the day, that's basically what Endless Frontier is about, you know. It's about constant progression towards improving our team and really just min-maxing our setup so that we can earn as much gold and as many resources as possible. And then, of course, when we get far enough, there's a different layer to the game which has to do with guilds and all of the PvP content. I really appreciate the fast progression in Endless Frontier, by the way. It's very nicely paced, and there's always lots of new things to do when you log into the game. Endless Frontier is also one of those types of games, though, that won't exactly explain how everything works from the get-go, and there are certain things that we just kind of have to experience through trial and error. Also, partly because the English translation of the game, well, it isn't exactly perfect, I gotta say. I personally don't mind this, though. In fact, discovering new features and uncovering how things work is part of what I really like about playing mobile games. And if you don't like that, then at least hopefully this video was a good introduction to the game and the core gameplay loop. I really appreciate that the monetization isn't pushed heavily as well, and that I don't feel forced to watch advertisements to progress in the game. That's pretty rare to see these days. So those were some of the things I really enjoyed about the game, and some of the things I didn't like about the game, like for example the bad English translation. But there you have it, a nice but complex idle RPG that hopefully some of you guys will enjoy if you decide to check it out. But even if you don't though, here is a nugget of mobile gaming news to end things off with. And this time it has to do with the mobile first-person shooter Forces of Freedom, which has now sadly had to close down because according to the developers, it was only earning $300 per day in revenue, which is of course nowhere near enough to run an entire games company. It's a bit unfortunate though. The game was in early access for 3 years and it got more than 20 million downloads. So it's not like it wasn't popular, right? There's lots of people who had played the game and enjoyed the game, at least for a while, and it just didn't earn enough money to sustain itself, it seems. Fortunately though, the developers will make an offline single-player version of the game available on both Android and on iOS, which will be sold as a premium game as well. We don't yet know at what price or exactly when it will release, but if you enjoyed the game, at least it gives you a chance to continue playing in the single-player game modes, which is definitely better than never being able to play the game again. Let me know if you guys ever played Forces of Freedom, by the way, and what you think about this way of closing down a game by releasing a premium offline version of it. But there you have it. That was all for today. I hope that you guys have enjoyed your time here, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.